In this season, we show you some of the hottest design hotels from around America and abroad. From cool urban retreats to luxurious country estate living. This is a design travel show like no other. Welcome to Hotels by Design. Our ByDesign team of industry experts have done the hard work for you, so you can choose your next design vacation destination.
We've come a long way from the bed and breakfast and the chain hotels. Hospitality is finally emerging and growing as a cultural benefit to the neighborhoods that it exists in. I'm very proud of hospitality in the 21st century when I see these examples.
Let's get started with our first design hotel.
What's remarkable about this property is that you step through the front gate, you are transported into a fantasy land. It's incredible. And that's something that we all want.
This is wonderfully and undeniably India. I'm at the Leela Palace Jaipur, and I've been promised that during my stay here, all 5 of my senses are going to be engaged and caressed.
Mr. Chapman, so good to see you. Welcome to the Leela Palace Jaipur.
Well, thank you.
Please.
Manali, I feel like I'm a guest of royalty.
Well, Mr. Chapman, you are. This is a palace, and it has this beautiful inspiration. If you see the domes, are inspiration of Mughal era. If you see the marble here, to the beautiful silver leaf work done by the local artisans, that inspiration comes from the royal Rajasthani culture. Every corner of the palace is steeped in history and culture.
Now, Manali, I love these guys.
Well, they are an intrinsic part of the palace. Just like how it was done in the bygone era, the musicians would perform in a court for their kings and queens. At our palace, these musicians played music for our guests.
This is 400-year-old art called tickery. Thank you. 350,000 pieces of embedded glass, reflecting the only light source, candles. It's a remarkable effect and a real caressing of the senses.
Namaste sir, I am Tejashree. I'll be a Palace Service Associate. So I'll be a one point of contact or a special point of contact for you.
So you're my butler?
Yes.
I don't have a butler in my normal life. So between you and me, how does this work?
If you need any services in the hotel, I'm just a message or a call away. So here is a room 333. It's a royal suite with a private plunge pool and yes, a jacuzzi in it. Also, you have 2 daybed area where you can have a leisure time in the evening.
So this is mine?
Yes.
There's not been some muck up with administration?
No. So we have 2 rooms. One is with king bed and one is with queen bed. And you also have a private dining area and a drawing room too.
Tell me, Tejashree, you must have looked after some interesting people here.
Yes, of course.
Who stayed here? Who can you...
Actually, I have looked after Bollywood celebrities.
Stop. I'm staying in the same suite as Bollywood stars?
Yes.
Okay, I think I've made it in India. Manali, so
Hello.
what is all this?
Well, Ms. Chapman, you are at a palace. Every palace has ceremonies. The Leela Palace Jaipur has a ceremonial evening called Dharohar. The word Dharohar literally means legacy, and here is our legacy of bringing quintessential Rajasthan to the doorstep.
Well, this happens every day
Every day.
at dusk.
So you see there's a little bit of a cultural dance that's going on. There is this gentleman making some beautiful bangles, what we call is lak kichuri. Then we have a pottery making session, and then the gentleman over there is got a little parrot who's pulling out tarot cards. You want to know what's in the future?
Oh, how mysterious. And what's this all about?
You know, this is an Indian sort of a tattoo, a temporary one. Why don't you give it a try?
Yeah, thank you. What's the design that's going on here?
It is an intricate floral design that is very, very popular to Rajasthan.
How do you say very good?
Bahut acha.
Bahut acha.
Yeah, well, you picked up really well.
That's the stuff I like about holidays. You know, you try different things, you make a fool of yourself, you try to say words like bahut acha.
Oh, I am a disco dancer.
Look at that. Bahut acha. Very good, that means.
Yes, it is.
Shukriya. Did I get that right?
Thank you. Yes, you did.
Clapping, anybody people next one?
Hello, Mike.
Shake.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you.
I've got some Indian snacks ready waiting for you.
Okay, well, an Aussie and an Indian having a drink together. How are we not going to talk about cricket?
I don't see that happening. Cheers to that. You really like that, don't you?
That's lovely. Now, speaking of British things, I would have to say I haven't seen any here. Is that deliberate?
Well, it most certainly is. We wanted to make this as a reflection of the place we belong to. We are actually located in this gorgeous state called Rajasthan, a very popular place, which literally means the place where the royals live. So when you look at the architecture on the outside, it's done in that way. And as soon as you go to the interior, it's more Jaipur and other provinces of the state.
I love that. I've come to the rooftop of the palace. Another surprise and a place for reflection of my time here. I'll not forget this. The Leela Palace Jaipur is an exceptional way to experience Rajasthan, to experience India.
This is one of the nicest hotels I've ever seen. It has such a wonderful residential feel to it. When you can bring in as much local elements, materials, or artists, or products, it really helps tell that sustainability story of the hotel.
Sims, thanks for picking me up at the station.
Mike, so good to have you here. Welcome to the Catskills. We're taking you to Hemlock Neversink, our newest property.
What kind of people come here?
We're seeing people from international markets and people that are coming from all parts of the United States to come visit us for a couple days or even longer.
Kirsten.
Hey Mike, how are you?
Very good.
Welcome to Hemlock Neversink.
Well, thank you. And just a year old.
1 year, time flies. I can't believe it.
But not your first rodeo.
Not our first. Feeling a little tired. This is our 7th hotel that we've opened.
You must have learned some stuff.
Learned a lot. We try to learn with each property. You know, with this one, we really try to listen to our guests, and they're looking for wellness in whatever version of that we're offering, whether it's nature or spas or comfortable rooms or good times with friends.
And not always serious, I guess. I mean, what's
You know, we
this?
try not to take things so serious. I think there's a lot of wellness culture that is very somber, very serious, and sometimes at the core of wellness for me is happiness and having fun and being a little playful.
Now, I'm here for the design story.
Ah, yes.
What is that?
For me, design, it's about sense of place. There's a large Shaker community in this area and it really resonated with me in their design ethos. It's rooted in simplicity and kind of quality.
Yes, I love the little details, like those pegs.
I mean, that really sums up kind of simplicity and practicality and that ethos of Shaker culture that I was talking about.
Yeah, there's calm in simplicity. Scott, I love your title, Director of Gardens.
Thank you. That's my job. I designed all the gardens here and I oversee the upkeep and the installation of all the plants and landscaping.
Because a year and a half ago, pretty much none of this was here.
Maybe this tree is our iconic hydrangea. It's been here probably 40 or 50 years, but everything else, we started from scratch. And now we have amazing pollinator gardens, native plants, butterflies and hummingbirds. Everything that would relax you and make you feel like you're in paradise. We even had goat hikes.
A goat hike. So, goat walking, this is a thing.
It is a thing. Isn't it amazing?
Like, people come here to do this.
They do, but I think it's really special to share them with guests here, and guests seem to really adore these walks in the morning. It's a beautiful way to start your day. They are just the most loving little group, and I think there's that connection that people want to nature. But I think their special power is how they change your brain chemistry.
Yeah.
Animals can reduce the cortisol levels in your brain, and you get shots of oxytocin and endorphins that make you feel warm and fuzzy and lovey. And so you can't help but smile and feel great being around animals.
I would describe that because I feel like my blood pressure's dropping.
So at Hemlock Neversink, we have the most amazing goat playground.
I think I want to come back as a goat,
As a goat.
quite frankly. Hey, Sally. This is Sally?
No, this is Sally, but I'm gonna we just gotta give him a minute
Getting
to
my
realize
girls
the
mixed
food
up.
is gone.
I want a selfie. Oh, she wanted to kiss me. She's so forward. Okay, love it. So this is your 7th property together. You're clearly successful. What's your tips and tricks?
Well, I think you're about to eat one of our tips and tricks, which is we have to have food that represents most closely the people around us, and we buy as much as we can from our neighbors. You're about to eat beaver-kill trout, which is we're known for here in the Catskills as one of the homes of dry fly fishing in America. So food is definitely core to the success of all of our hotels, even though they're small little hotels in the country.
And then I guess it's the activities as well.
Exactly. We found that our guests really respond to activities that we loved doing as a child. And we have a crafting room here on property for our guests to finger paint and watercolor and channel their inner child.
Right. Fantastic. Look, I'd love to stay here and do this, but I've got a facial. Okay? I've always wanted to say that. Meeting people where they are. That's a philosophy that resonates. Hemlock Neversink is a subtle design, both in architecture and experience.
One of the best definitions of luxury that I've ever heard is that luxury rewards your curiosity. As you get closer to something, it gets more valuable. And this hotel is a great example of that. The closer you look, the better it gets.
David, Dubai is supercharged.
It's an amazing place. We're on our way to see the first collection hotel in Jumeirah Village Circle, part of the Tribute portfolio by Marriott, and it's the first collection hotel that we've opened. It's a stunning property, and it was built for the community as much as for our guests.
Not much of this was here when the hotel was built.
No, that's right. I mean, the hotel stood in splendid isolation, but now, as you can see, there are literally buildings everywhere. We're very much part and parcel of the community.
Rob, what do you think Yaya's secret is?
Oh, he's got a lot of secrets. He has an incredible ability to formulate things in his mind very fast in terms of design, and he'll sketch it for you. And it's amazing that the building actually ends up looking like his initial sketches.
How did we do it? It's collaboration. And that relationship that we've developed with you and your team, where we can explore ideas, truly explore them, feel secure in trying ideas and pushing boundaries. That's exciting for any architect to work with a client like that.
So Yaya, you're the architect on this project, and I understand you've worked with these guys before.
I have 15 years and counting.
Oh wow, how many projects?
Well, this is number 2 and I'm on to tower number 4.
Right, you must really know what they want.
I think we've figured each other out.
So, of all the places you could have brought me, you brought me here.
Sky Suite. I thought this would be a good place to start, Mike. And what's special is it's not just a room, it has a terrace.
So, what's the thinking here?
For us, what was really a key driver in the design was to find opportunities to introduce terraces. Some of them relate to private rooms, but most of them are really contiguous with public amenities, restaurants, health club. The idea is to bring people not only into the building, but to get them out to enjoy the terraces. Terraces, landscape, sun in the sky, I think this is all to be celebrated. We started out by saying that this project would be a very simple extruded volume. And then what we said is, let's introduce these terraces and cutouts so that this project actually becomes a series of interlocking volumes, as if someone took a knife and carved it. I'm a huge believer in collaborative design. And the trick is, maybe we'll discover something we never thought of. So design process should be an exploration. And where it leads, some of it is predictable, but some of it is not.
Mark, food and beverage guy, and another Melbourne guy.
Another Melburnian. I wouldn't be doing anything else, Mike. I love the food and beverage game. Dubai has more restaurants than central London with 1/3 of the population. So you have to provide some fabulous food and beverage. You've got our homemade guacamole, ceviche, some spicy, our picanha, our steak with the beans and classic roasted chicken taco. And then you've got to try these Peruvian cheese balls with the honey and the salted butter. It's absolutely outstanding.
All right then.
We also have an array of iconic restaurants, everything from our artisanal bakery, Risen. We have our beach club. We have our Greek restaurant in As.
You know what I love, Mark? These Peruvian cheese balls.
Pretty good.
This is not the hotel that we're looking at.
No, it's not. This is the Balkis residence. And when we saw this place, there was this wonderful pool, but very little else. And what we wanted to do was sort of give back to this community here, but also create a beach club that will be for the communities that our hotels are based in, as well as for our hotel guests. You know, we have the opportunity here to create something special with the restaurants and the beach and really enhancing this pool area.
Now, Dave, we're in the desert and we're building hotels. What's your sustainability story?
We were actually the first hotel company to remove all plastic bottles across our entire portfolio. And that saves something like 3 million plastic bottles a year. We take great pride in featuring 0% products. Not only are they great for the guests, but these products are also great for the planet.
Dubai. You probably have a picture in your mind of what that is. But actually, like most big cities, Dubai is many things, made up of neighbourhoods and diverse communities that call this place home.
This building is repurposing a prison, but yet it's amazing. It's a place where time kind of stands still. You know, I've never been arrested, but if this is what prison looks like, count me in.
These are the imposing Gothic parapets of Melbourne's Pentridge Prison. Up until 1997, if you resided beyond these walls, you were doing hard time. Now, if you're caught beyond these gates, you are guilty of indulging in an amazing architectural transformation.
Pentridge was created on December the 16th in 1850.
So this place was full of thieves, burglars, bushrangers and outlaws.
Absolutely, absolutely. Even one of our most famous outlaws, Ned Kelly.
Really?
Yeah.
Old Ned came here. And you started your career here back in the 80s, and I suppose...
1980, yeah.
So I suppose this place holds a lot of memories for you.
It's still very nostalgic, you know. Every time you come here, you're always living something new, you know. Yeah. That's what this place does to you. H Division was actually created in 1957. It became the maximum security division of the complex.
So this is the worst of the worst here?
This is the worst of the worst.
Okay.
It was very regimental, and no prisoner was out of their cell at the same time as another prisoner, all handled individually.
Right. So these are some of the old cells.
Yep.
Can we have a look inside?
Yes, certainly. So this is a typical cell. As you can see, it's not much room to move.
Whoa.
So you notice the window.
Yeah.
That was basically all their ventilation.
So it's only a wingspan in width and probably 2 arm widths deep.
Yep.
This cell experience has been transformed now into a luxury hotel. Well, this is going to be something to see, I'm sure. So you had an historic penitentiary prison and you're asked to turn it into a modern contemporary hotel. How do you do that?
Well, it's a great challenge. It's taking something that was purposely designed to be confining, tight and uncomfortable, and making it something that's generous, luxurious, and a place that people want to go to instead of wanting to get out of.
The fabric of the building was probably the primary aspect that we wanted to make sure we preserved, so that all the new insertions into the space did not overwhelm. The precinct is just not the hotel. There'll be upwards of 2,000 apartments in time. There's a shopping centre with cinemas, there's restaurants, and there's a whole community that's evolving here that will help service and keep this asset that's important to the state of Victoria healthy.
Petey, you ready for the magical mystery tour?
I am certainly ready to go.
Right, here we go. We're walking through the main lobby here, where you get this wonderful view through the full height glazing of the old B Division wing out there and the bluestone.
So guys, the master plan is a balance between those beautiful indoor spaces with the old courtyards.
Yeah, the critical thing here is that the new architecture does not compete with the existing fabric of Division B. Here we've been very careful to select black materials that are basically patternless, that will allow the bluestone to remain the hero of the site.
And you've built a brand new tower as well.
Yeah, the tower again is very different to the podium. The tower itself is sitting by and large in the background, so we could look at a different colour palette there, so that was okay. So Pete, welcome to B Division.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
It's amazing, isn't it?
This is insane.
Compared to the more confined, smaller nature of the cells, this is a really generous, inviting, central part of the building where you've got the bar off to one side, you've got the accommodation off to the other side, you've got the heritage interpretation.
And this is now where guests come and stay.
Absolutely, you stay just up behind us there and you can come and relax where we're standing and enjoy a drink in the bar behind us.
This is a very emotional place. You know, I spend an important part of my life here. I can tell you honestly that every time I come here, it brings back a flood of emotions. As a former officer, to walk in here now, I can live with the memories of working here. But what I see now, this transformation.
Dennis, I believe you were the first guest ever to stay here.
I was invited to be the very first guest, which was a wonderful experience for me. I got to admit, when it was time to retire to my suite, when I walked in that door, I realised that it's a combination of cells converted into a suite. To walk from cell number 1, which was the master bedroom, into cell number 2, into cell number 3, which was a door entrance and a lounge area, into cell number 4, which was the bathroom. It was very, very impressive. And people that are going to come in here, they're going to be in awe of what they're looking at. I mean, goodness, they've got an in-ground swimming pool down there. That just blows my mind.
What would you say to people who come and stay here? What should they remember?
If you come and stay here, come with an open mind. Come to feel the presence of what this place holds. There's a lot of history here. There's a lot of stories. You will become emotionally attached.
Great historical buildings such as this that pass through the centuries, they say that time almost becomes the architect, and I get to stay here. Remember, this was all prison cells, mess halls and exercise yards. I love that sound. It's now first-class hotel suite, fine dining and a relaxation retreat.
Lights out!
Designed once as a place where you couldn't leave to one now where you won't want to. Oh, lights out. Such is life.
Which hotel property do you like best? Vote for your favourite in the Sonesta International Hotels People's Choice Award. Tell us in 15 words or less which is your favourite hotel in the series, and you could win 2 complimentary nights at any of the Sonestas in the US across their 13 brands. For details and to vote, just scan the QR code on the screen or go to bydesign.global. Good luck!
The attention to detail on this incredible restoration project is probably unprecedented in the world of hotel design and really shows the rich heritage that exists in Ireland and the experience of staying at the Ballyfin.
I'm in County Laois in the Irish Midlands, the heart of Ireland. And this is a fabulous 21-room country house hotel, a passion project for its American owner.
Mike, welcome to Ballyfin.
Thank you very much, and my goodness, what a welcome.
Do you know, this is the way we do it, the finest of Irish hospitality at Ballyfin.
And the house, oh my gosh.
Isn't it magnificent? One of the finest neoclassical houses ever built. I've got so many stories to tell you, but first I want to introduce you to Lionel.
Before these houses were built here, the clans of Ireland lived across this country, farming the land and living their lifestyle before the plantation era of the 1600s, when these estates of land were formed, walled in, and they built these fantastic houses for landlords to live in.
And there was another Ballyfin before this house.
There was. The previous building was only about half this size. It was only 20,000 square feet.
A mere cottage.
Built in the 1650s by the Pole family, and they lived here for 4 generations. In actual fact, the 4th generation of the family, William Pole, blew the bank, spent the family fortune. There's always one, right?
In a family, yep.
So he spent the family fortune on the man-made lake, because this is still considered the largest man-made pleasure lake in the country.
Wait a second, did you say hand dug?
Yes, hand dug by the workers of the Pole family in the 1740s, probably a period of 20 years to build this lake.
Mike, this is the saloon.
Magnificent.
Oh, it's incredible, isn't it? We have some of the finest Irish plasterwork in the country, but do you know what's even more relevant and important to this house? It's actually the floor that we're standing on. The gentleman that did the floors here, we only know of 2 other houses he ever did floors in. One of those being Buckingham Palace and the other one being Windsor Castle.
Wow, you're in good company.
Absolutely.
When you approach a renovation like this?
Mike, I'll just stop you there. We refer to it as a restoration because we've taken something, we've brought it back to life, so we've restored it back to what it should be.
Agreed. So how do you maintain the authenticity?
It's a bit like this red mohair velvet that you're touching. So we would look at fabrics and then we would look at, does it come from a factory that made fabrics in the 19th century? Is it a colour and a pattern that fabrics were in the 19th century?
Whoa, so the bar is like up here.
Absolutely. So Fred Craybill, he was a Chicago businessman. He sourced the best of the best. Every antique that he had, every fabric, every person that worked on the project, it was always about bringing the best of people together to create the most amazing experience. Mike, I think you're going to enjoy this room.
Well, another fabulous ceiling for starters.
I call this my little jewel box. It's the rotunda of the house. This was the surround sound system of its time. You can hear the acoustics, they're quite incredible.
Yeah.
You would have played live music in here, and then that filtered through into the other rooms that they would have been entertaining in when the Coots lived here.
And I see through here the fountain perfectly framed in the window there.
So believe it or not, I mean, it looks perfect today, but before the restoration, it was about 18 inches off. So Fred, he was such a perfectionist. He had it moved to have that direct line of sight that would go all the way through the house.
No, so he corrected that 1820 mistake.
Exactly. Lady Caroline Coote, her motto was cost what it may. And I think he channeled her when it came to the restoration. This is the library. Classic Georgian. Clean lines, symmetry. It's the largest room that we have in the house, but it's also a room that we know is period perfect because we have a sketch here of Sir Charles in the 1840s. So we have a door here that's designed not to look like a door.
Peter, you're full of surprises. Wow, what is this?
Mike, welcome to my 1848 Turner Conservatory.
How fabulous.
Oh, it's incredible, isn't it? You should have seen what it looked like before the restoration. Literally, there was trees growing out the top, there was sections missing. And now you see there's over 4,000 individually hand-cut pieces of glass in this room. So today we have the best of indoor-outdoor entertaining.
1848 style.
Exactly. This is the stair hall. So this is the Coote family. So it traces back to the first Cootes that came to Ireland. But the more important part is actually the Cootes that built this house. So it starts with Sir Charles Coote, who was the 9th Earl of Mountwrath. And that's him through there as a 9-year-old boy. In today's money, he actually became a billionaire at the age of 9. So at 18, he married Lady Caroline Coote, and then they together built this house. We have 21 bedrooms, which are all unique and different. But if you come through here, this is the Charles Coote room. In the private house, this was his study. Today it's a bedroom, but there's one very unique feature that I wanted to show you. It's actually through here into the bathroom. So Mike, if you tap the door on the way past, yeah, so it's a steel door. This used to be the strong room of the house. So they would have stored the important documents in here, the silverware, anything of values.
The weapons.
Exactly. And there's still today bars on the windows, but we created a bathroom out of this room. One of the unique things that I wanted to show you is this bathtub. It's Roman. When the Cootes built the house, they sent back 7 shipping containers from Italy of antiquities to go into the house. This room ended up with 2 of them. So we have a Roman sarcophagus as the bathtub.
So you can fit a human body in there.
It makes the perfect bathtub. A nice deep bath to enjoy a relaxing soak.
So Glenn, I'm really going to do this. I'm pretty nervous.
Yeah, you'll be absolutely fine. I haven't lost anyone this week. It's a good week. Let's keep that run going. Okay.
So guests do this a lot?
Yeah, guests do this most days, yeah.
Well, as a delaying tactic, I'll just ask you, you went to school here, didn't you, when Ballyfin was a school?
Yeah, I did indeed, yeah. Yeah, went here in the 90s. Over 500 pupils.
Oh, wow.
Big school, you know. Plenty of hiding places.
Hiding places like that tower there, I imagine.
It was, yeah. Well, it was for most of us, you know. It wouldn't be for me. Like, I wouldn't have been up there, obviously, you know, because that was out of bounds.
It looks like it's from the Middle Ages. So was that there way before Ballyfin?
No, that was actually built in the 1850s. So it's a famine tower, built in time of famine.
To employ people?
Yeah,
sort of
create employment, yeah.
Okay.
So that moat you see around it makes it look like a defence tower. Yeah. It wasn't. It was just a garden folly.
Right.
You know, and a hiding place during school.
Yes,
yeah.
A dangerous place. I bet you could fall through the boards or something.
Oh yeah, the floorboards that are there now weren't there when we were in school.
Speaking of dangerous.
Yeah, you want to give this a go?
Not really.
You have to now, you're up this far, okay?
I feel like such a rookie.
Now, nice and tight in there. That's it, perfect. Cheek on that stock now, okay?
Okay.
Great shot, well done. Yes. I'll take that off, you know. Well done.
The magic of TV. So Kaylee, you're head gardener.
I am indeed. I'm the newest head gardener at the moment. So I've come from a long line of different head gardeners from Coote's time to when it was the Patrician Brothers, and now back to a hotel again.
Because the property has always been feeding itself.
Yeah, absolutely. So all along it's been used for producing for family and friends, then later some students, and now back to our guests then again. So roughly about 90% of what we grow ends up on the plates.
I love the aroma coming from this.
Yeah, so they're all the fresh herbs that we grow. So we have dill, coriander, some parsley and some chervil there. And then we'll just cut some bulb and fennel as well to go with it. So this will head down to Chef Richard now and he'll prepare it for you.
Doesn't get much fresher than this.
For lunch today, guys, we've got a dish off the menu. It's a roasted turbot dish. Hope you enjoy it.
Wow. So gentlemen, a question. Out of all the impressive aspects to this property, what's your favourite?
For me, it's definitely the garden. The garden's really my house. The ingredients are just so vast, and it dictates the season and the menus.
Peter?
Do you know, Mike, we've had a good look around at the house. It's such a magnificent house, but I probably have to say thanks to Fred Craybill. He was the one that had the vision to bring the house back together to create one of the finest country house hotels in all of Europe.
We hope you've enjoyed our look at some of the hottest design hotel experiences from around America and abroad. Join us next time for more breathtaking design vacation destinations on Hotels by Design. To learn more about special offers or to book any of the hotels, resorts or experiences featured in this season, go to bydesign.global.